Drop cheddar, Gucci watch with the sweater, my bop better. Wavy top, it's the texture.
Yeah.
Women wanna feel on me, feel free. When offbeat, I'm still on key. Me and
Clee.
shine through the cloud like sun, the foul one. Haters wanna ask how come, allowed none.
Yes. Fucking, oh man, that YouTube algorithm, whatever. BMF review today. BMF, man, who would have thought it would have been this good? Since everything else 50 Cent touches on TV is shit. But anyway, before we even get into that, we got a special announcement for you today.
Yes.
Special announcement.
Yes.
Recovery Room Podcast. Adam and Eve.
Yes.
Collaboration.
Yes.
Right now. Right here. Tell you what you can do for us.
Mm-hmm.
You can hit up adamandeve.com. And my partner right here is going to tell you what you can get if you put that promo code RRPOD in. That's that promo code RRPOD, adamandeve.com. What's that going to get for him, boss?
All right, so check this out. You get 50% off almost every single item on the website.
Damn.
Then you get free shipping.
Damn.
Then you get 6 free adult movies.
6 free adult movies.
Then
I remember back in the day when I used to watch the scrambled up stations on Time Warner Cable because adult movies costed like $50 a piece. And you getting 6 of them for free?
6 of them for free. Let alone you get the Valentine's Day Lovers Kit.
What's that include?
A lot of beautiful things for you and your lover.
That's a gift for who?
You being male or female.
Then a gift for who?
Your significant other.
Being male or female.
Yes.
And then a gift for you both.
Yes.
Whether you're male
or female,
male and male, female and female, trans person to trans person. We love you all.
Exactly.
Hit up adamandeve.com. Use that promo code RRPOD. One more time.
RRPOD.
Come shop with us.
Have a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. And remember what can you do if you go to adamandeve.com and put that RRPOD promo code in. You just won't have a happy Valentine's Day. You can ignite your Valentine's Day. Set the whole damn thing on fire. Make it one to never forget.
Right.
All right. Let's get into it. BMF. On Starz.
Let's get into, for if whoever's watching this right now doesn't know what BMF is at all. Two Detroit brothers, Demetrius and Terry Flenory.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Meech. Southwest T.
Yeah, these are, real people. Like, this ain't no fake shit. These guys were the founders of the Black Mafia family, which is what BMF is. And it was a drug trafficking and money laundering organization in the United States.
I mean, that's what they tell us.
Yeah.
That's what they was convicted for.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's true if you get convicted for it. But
right.
not all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. They did, like, if you know the real life story, they did find... It's a Scarface song. It's called, I think it's called Safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing that he said in there. He said, don't write down names and numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a memory thing.
Yeah.
And these dudes got caught because some motherfucker was keeping an accounting ledger full of drug deals. What? So that's the spoiler alert though. That's way down the line in the story. None of that is covered in the series on Starz.
Yeah, but Big Meech and Southwest T ran this drug empire for almost 20 years, before getting sentenced to years.
So Southwest T is out.
Yeah, he's out now, but Big Meech is still locked up.
Southwest T got released, I think in 2020, because of the COVID leniency that they were granting to people with like health problems. So they was letting them out, and he got let out into like home confinement. Big Meech is still in there right now as of today until 2032.
Yeah, but they were worth, I would say, at least 100 mil.
270.
270 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So making big money. 270
million. But this right here, this is a review of the show. And the show covers the start of BMF before, like, the name BMF don't even come up until like episode 7.
Exactly.
Or episode 8. Right now we talking about the 50 Boys.
Yeah,
and
50
if
Boys.
you didn't know, all this shit is true.
Very much true.
Like, you can go, it's a YouTube creator. He creates documentaries, and I guess like he sells them also, but he creates them, I guess, primarily for YouTube now, because that's where I see him all that, called Al Prophet. He Al Prophet does a lot of street stuff, but he's from Detroit, so he does mostly Detroit stuff. And like when the series came out, he started interviewing like all the people who like the real life versions of people who you see in this show, like Black Pat, which is Wood Harris's character. I think he interviewed Courtney Brown. Courtney Brown is not in the BMF show. He ain't affiliated with BMF, but he was one of the biggest drug dealers out there because he was the son of one of the biggest drug dealers out there, right? Oh, is his name Courtney Brown? Shoot. Here I am with my non-research. Courtney, Al Prophet. Let's see, Courtney. Let's see, Al Prophet. Yeah, Courtney Brown Jr. He interviewed him because his father, Courtney Brown, ran with like one of the biggest Detroit drug dealers of all time, Eddie Jackson, right? And so Courtney Brown and Eddie Jackson Jr., when they dads got popped, not killed, but I mean like arrested, they kind of picked up and tried to pick up in their dad's footsteps, not to nearly the degree, but he was in the know, so he know about all this BMF shit too. So like if you want to get some more of the real life context of it, outside of what you may or may not already know about Big Meech, from the later on stages of their exploits with the record label and shit, you can listen to some of those Al Prophet interviews. But about the show,
yeah,
what you think about it?
Shit was amazing from the first episode to the end of the season. That shit was great. I mean, not to mention his son is playing his dad, which makes it even more better for me because they look exactly alike.
Yeah, they do. Them motherfuckers the spitting image of that nigga, man.
Exactly.
Like,
they look exactly alike.
I didn't even know that.
Down to the acting.
I ain't know Big Meech Jr. was only like 20.
Yeah. He's not too far from my age, for real.
I ain't know he was that young. I thought he was like... So, like, he must have came along real later in life, because that means, like, Southwest T's son is, like, got to be, like, 35, 36 now. Because he was born during the time period the show took place. But, like, I think that they both portrayed the characters that they were playing pretty well. Like,
yeah.
And this is the thing. Hopefully, now I don't know if this will happen or not, but since Southwest T's son got to be of that age, since you told me they was kind of like jumping forward in the time period when the second season starts, hopefully they can have Southwest T's son play the older version of his dad.
See, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how they gonna do it.
I ain't never heard of no damn Big Meech, Little Meech until this shit came out. I never heard of him until.
I mean, he was doing music, but I don't think his music was really hitting like that. But the acting is picking up. as far as him, being essentially the star of this show, and he got a little bit of showtime in Euphoria.
Right.
So, I mean, I think he's trying acting, which, I mean, I don't think he's too bad at it, being that this was really his initial on the scene with the rapping, with the acting stuff. Yeah, and he's only 21, so I'm older than him. He was born in 2000.
I give it the same type of thing like with Gravy when he played Biggie in the Notorious movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that same type of acting performance to me. But like you could tell that he was getting more comfortable with the shit as it went on, because like in each episode, like
it gets better.
Mm-hmm. If they filmed it in sequence anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But with the show, starts off when Big Meech and them was running, was just really glorified runners. Like they would sell, but everything was on consignment.
Yeah.
From Black Pat.
Yeah.
Which is Wood Harris. Man, at this point in time, Wood Harris is a fucking hood movie fucking legend, bro.
Really?
Bro, he been in everything from Above the Rim to Paid in Full to The Wire to this. What else he been in, bro?
Shit.
Like, what else Wood Harris been in hood movie shit? Like he and that he.
I mean, I know this ain't no hood movie, but the shit's great. Remember the Titans?
Yeah, he played. Yeah, that's the first thing that's the first thing I remember him from. Like I the first thing I seen him in was
Jimi Hendrix
in Above the Rim. I ain't never seen the Jimi Hendrix movie.
I ain't either. New Edition, Creed. I mean, you said hood movies, but
yeah, but like that's I was just trying to think about the hood movies he been in. But like when it comes to a hood movie, like Wood Harris play whatever part did he get perfectly.
To a fucking T.
He played Black Pat so fucking crazily in this show, bro. Like, he oh snap, my keys fell. But when I'm watching Wood Harris, like, when you see him transform, like, when you see him transform from that, can you say not hand holding, but
kind of like that mentor,
that fake mentor.
Yeah,
like because he reveals his fucking motivations is to keep niggas up under him. He don't want niggas rising above him in the city. But like that mentorship role where he got that watchful eye on them, looking out for them as long as they return with the money, to that ruthless ass drug dealer, like. Cause niggas will kill you if you switch plugs up.
Exactly.
Like they if you get the right one, they will come after you. But it was crazy to see his transformation, especially when he killed his mans for trying to introduce them to the new fake plug. Like he stabbed him to death with the shovel, bro.
No
but
that shit was crazy. It had them clean it up.
Like he just that dude is an incredible actor, bro. Like,
it is. I mean, the acting in this show was just, I would say, stellar. Because you got another British actor being Lamar in the show.
Yeah, bro. He African though. That dude was crazy as hell, bro.
Yeah.
Like he played that part to a T. I gotta stop and pause everything right now. Cause hot damn Cash Doll, bro.
Oh yeah.
She is on fire, my nigga. You understand me? Damn it. I mean, good Lord, what?
Yeah.
I ain't never really looked at her like that. Shit. You might have had me doing a bunch of crazy shit too.
No, and that's the same. I mean, I had never really, really kept up with Cash Doll until I was like, who is this in this show? And then I'm like, oh shit.
I knew she was in it, but I ain't know that she, like, I didn't watch the show as it was coming on. I watched it over the weekend.
I watched it as it was coming on.
Right.
So I was there. Like, I seen that shit. Like,
So I knew she was in it, but then I ain't know that she was like that, bruh. Good Lord. Cash Doll, Heat. That damn girl that played Southwest T Baby Mama, she on fire too. Like, but anyway, let's get back to the show. So, really, whether the show is fictionalized in some places or not, I really don't care. I just enjoy how they transferred the story from the street to the screen, right? Because, and I'm about to say something that's sacrilege to people who like hood movies. Like, and don't get me wrong, I don't dislike this movie. I quite like this movie. I like this movie a lot. But once you hear the real story from the real people that was in it, you see that they did not do a good job transferring the story of Paid in Full to the screen.
yeah.
They didn't do a good job transferring the actual real life events of Paid in Full to the screen. Right? So, but we don't know all of the details. Like, if you can go find every detail. You can listen to things that Alpo did in interviews. You can listen to interviews by AZ, right? That's who Alpo is. Rico in Paid in Full, and AZ is Ace Boogie from Paid in Full.
Yeah.
Right. And Mitch, I mean, that was Rich Porter, but he ain't around to tell his part of the story. But like, you can listen to that, and you can see that really Paid in Full was just a commercial for Cameron. That's what the movie was all about. That's what that movie was for. That movie was just to promote Cameron. He was new to Rockefeller at the time, and they had albums to sell, right?
Right.
So, but
Yeah, produced by Damon Dash and Jay-Z.
yeah, that's a Rockefeller movie. It said at the beginning, Rockefeller
yeah.
Films. Like, they made the movie. I would want to see, because the guy AZ Faison that Wood Harris's character is based on, Ace Boogie, he wrote the script and then they took it and changed all of it. Right? Because AZ never told on anybody. They had him in Paid in Full. They had Ace Boogie set up Cameron with the fake drug dealers that are actually feds. That ain't how that happened.
Right.
Like, Cameron didn't even get busted in New York. Like, Alpo didn't get busted in New York. Alpo got busted in D.C. And he got busted like 5 years after Paid in Full took place. So that's not how the stuff happened. Like, some of the stuff is real. Like, that Rich Porter, he did get killed by Alpo, but he didn't get killed by Alpo in the project building. He got killed by him inside of a car. Rich Porter, little brother, did get kidnapped by his own uncle. That's 100% true. But yeah, like, but when you look at this show, like, even though we don't know all the details, they did a good job of just making it seem real, especially because it's a TV show and not a movie. They had 8 hours of your time to tell the story instead of just an hour and a half. You feel me? Like, and I think that was a benefit to this, because they told the fuck out of it. Like, I was binging this shit and I was like on the edge of my seat, couldn't wait for the next episode, and all I had to do was wait 10 damn seconds for it to load, bro. Like, that's it. Like, and I know motherfuckers who listen to the podcast probably think I'm a hating bitch ass nigga to get up here and just don't like nothing. Well, surprise, nigga. Shit, man, this shit was fire. Like, what's some of your highlights?
My biggest one, the episode, spoiler alert, when the nigga Lil Meech goes and takes the daughter.
Oh, you like that? You like this
Bro.
shit when he kidnapped Zoe?
Yeah.
He didn't even kidnap her, really,
No,
but
she knew who he was, and I mean, it won't like he was doing anything to hurt her or nothing, but the way that he was just moving, like boom, like it's just the movement of the show, and like it just goes like it just portrays Big Meech as this smooth nigga who was always thinking 3 steps ahead.
And this is the thing. His brother was way smarter than him about this shit.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like
Southwest T was super smart.
Mm-hmm.
What's some more? Like it's just this show is so good. Like and how the police officer was he caught on to him and then they killed him. They hit him over the head.
That was some luck of the draw shit.
Yeah.
Because if it won't Meech,
because he was about to catch on, like he had saw him giving the black dude the money.
Yep.
And
well, he saw them.
He was
giving it back.
Yeah,
because he was breaking off his relationship with Meech off of their little shit. You know, they tell you what one of my biggest highlights is.
What?
The fucking ruthlessness of B. Mickey, bro. Like,
that
nigga was don't give a fuck, bro. Like,
and I mean, that's the type of person you need on your team when you're doing stuff like this, though. To a certain extent.
B. Mickey was a thoughtless shooter, bro. He was shooting first and asking questions later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was about to shoot that kid.
No cap.
And he thought he was about to shoot whoever was in the way. Shot the chick he was in love with.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was for real.
That's a real person too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his real name. Let me pull him up. Go ahead on though.
Nah, but all right. This was another one of my favorite scenes because this is what really got me really hooked into the show when Southwest T first got shot. Like initial when he got shot in the face.
I liked that they didn't show who did it.
I liked that too, and it's still, and he never figured out who shot him.
Yeah, they think Lamar did it,
yeah.
But he got shot in the face, and then they spread around the rumor that the other guy got shot. Mm-hmm. I mean, the other guy shot him,
mm-hmm.
the leader of 12th Street, so Lamar could take it over.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, we gonna have a whole conversation about his character,
mm-hmm.
but I like that they never show who shot him because it highlighted a point they were trying to make in which how something like this. Let's do a real life example.
Mm-hmm.
If you went to the streets, right, and if you in the hood and all that, you can be a person who got arrested and sat there and didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody circulate the rumor that you was a fucking snitch, as far as the hood and the streets is concerned, you a snitch.
Yeah.
Like, you can sit there and you can be in there and not testify against nobody, but if the rumor get on the street that you a snitch, then you can still get killed behind that.
Mm-hmm.
And they illustrated that point that the event that happened, who did it, wasn't important. It was who everybody thought did it that mattered. Because that's the type of things that happen in the street culture. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they even talked on that. When they had all of them going to the phone when it first happened, he was saying it won't no cell phones or nothing back then. It was word of mouth. Like, it was just crazy how shit like that was spreading. But
and it's still like it's the same way now. Like, it happened between it happened that way with this. I don't know if you know him. You probably do though. You know that rapper from Chicago, Tay 600.
He sounds familiar.
He in that song. He the song. What's the song? What's my man's name? 600 Breezy. Uh-huh. Don't get smoked.
Oh yeah.
That. Free my nigga Macadooya, cause that nigga Macadooya. Tay 600 got massive Rugers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That dude. But they said that he snitched on Rondo and C-Day. Nigga got paperwork proving he didn't snitch, but everybody still believes it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he literally didn't testify. And everybody it's this whole sector of people out there will never let go of the fact that he is snitch.
Yeah.
Right?
And it ain't even true.
And that shit is something that's in the modern times. Like, that's something that's in the modern times. B. Mickey is based on a guy from BMF called D. Meeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't have his real name up here, though. Like, what? Like, Demetrius Flenory, that's fucking Big Meech. Derek D. Meeks, but they don't have his last name. He might not want his last name out there, so whatever. I'm gonna stop looking for it. But I like that. I like how ruthless he was in the show, right? Because he wasn't the usual ruthless motherfucker. Like, a lot of times when you see the ruthless character in these shows, they loud and outlandish, just like Joe Pesci's character from Goodfellas, and his character from Casino. Even though what's that?
And even like Trevor in GTA 5.
Right. Maybe the people who Joe Pesci was portraying was like that in real life, though. Like, Tommy DeSimone was a fucking psychopath.
For real?
Yeah, that's the real guy. That's the real name of the guy who he portrayed in Goodfellas. But, like, B. Mickey, like, you didn't, especially of how subservient he was to Meech. Like, but on the other hand, was a quick trigger man. Like, he was subservient to Meech except for when it was time to kill. Because none of the people who he shot, like, he tried to shoot, Meech didn't want him to do it.
Yeah.
Like, he stopped him from shooting somebody. He didn't have time to stop him from shooting J-Mo.
Yeah. He did not have time.
And he damn near didn't have time to stop him from shooting that little boy. Yeah. And then when it was time to kill Kato, he did it.
Yeah. Nah, and it was crazy to me also how, and that it was like around the last ones, he was waiting to see if he was going to tell him the truth. That nigga Meech was waiting to see if B. Mick was going to tell him the truth. And he was like, oh, I already knew. I was waiting to see if you was going to tell me. Like, just to show how he was really on top of everything. Like, he knew everything. He was always thinking steps ahead. He was playing the game smarter than everybody else.
And you know,
and that shit goes, it fit the character so well and made the show so good.
You know what makes that even better, though?
What?
Like, the fact, everything that you just said, of how he's on top of everything, is going to make them portraying his downfall even better. Because his downfall is literally because they weren't on top of everything.
Yeah.
Man, so fucking wiretaps and snitching got them caught in a fucking literal ledger full of drug deals. Like, got them busted. So, like, you're not on top of everything when that happens. But right, like, in the early stages of it, they portray Meech and T to just be like masterminds of the dope dealing shit. But I think BMF might have got too big for him to just be on top of everything.
You think so?
Yeah, because like in real life, like the way that they shit played out, they just tried to do too much. Like, they started a record label and shit, and I think that, and I know that was the way to get out of it. Like, I think that was the way to turn it all legit. But it just, what was one of the main things of the show that Big Meech and T had a conflict over? One of the main conflicts they had. The reason why Meech couldn't meet with Big L. Cause nigga, you too flashy.
Yeah, and that was the shit in the show. The nigga said they was sitting on the dude porch. I think it was the homie that stayed across the street. He was like, "You think I'm too flashy?" He was like, "I ain't even about to get into that shit with you and your brother." And it pans out the Meech ring, the Meech written in cursive on the ring. Like it, you know, like it goes. I mean, the nigga was probably flashy though.
Yeah.
Especially when you touching that much money.
Yeah, that's true. But like in real life, that Flash was part of the downfall. Cause like when I first heard of them was because of Young Jeezy and Blue DaVinci.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, my whole thing was like, who are these niggas? Not who are Young Jeezy and Blue DaVinci, because I knew of them through the music, but like, who are these niggas that are behind them? Like, where's all this money coming from?
Right.
Like a Blue DaVinci video, and I'm seeing like Ferraris and Rolls Royces and shit, and niggas in the behind the scenes saying none of this shit is rented. I'm like, well, who is this? Then my homie, like, he went to Texas or whatever, and he was boasting about running with them. He went to live in Texas. He came back boasting like, yeah, I ran with BMF, man. I done seen so much money. I don't know if I believe him or not, but he said he did.
I mean, I also have a similar story with a person. Fuck it, my dad.
Right, I believe him.
Yeah, he was in the parties with them.
I believe him.
In the vicinity, in the area, telling me the money. They had money and jewelry in the cars. You get in the car, the money is already in the car, the jewelry is already in the car. You just put it on. In the parties, they're all wearing all black. The craziest party. Live animals at the party. Partying every single night. Coming in there 90 people deep.
I bet you if you comb through enough of them photos, you would see your daddy in some of them shits.
No cap.
I bet you'll see.
No cap.
I believe that he was there. I don't believe JoJo was there. But maybe JoJo was running with them, but he damn for sure didn't come back to Raleigh with none of that money.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I definitely believe your daddy was there because let's stop right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Nope. Anyway, back to the show. Let's go on to the character of Lamar.
Mm-hmm. Great character. I mean, being in real life, he was a lunatic, like literally fresh out of the crazy house. The real Lamar.
I don't even know who he's based on.
I have a picture of who he is, but I can't remember the guy's name. But that was a real character. And the crazy part is, he didn't die in the show or nothing. They said he just disappeared and he went to North Carolina or something like that.
That was the other guy.
Who?
That wasn't Lamar.
Because I know they said Lamar's character went, he went somewhere, because I don't think Lamar's real character died.
But in the show, they said the other guy came to North Carolina, the one Lamar beat up.
Oh, yeah. I might be getting that mixed up. But no, I do know Lamar's character was real and they didn't kill him off in real life.
Yeah, I don't know who he's based on, though. Like, I don't know what they did in real life to get rid of him, but or to calm him down. But in the show,
Leighton Dog Simmons.
He might still be alive.
Mm-hmm.
In the show, his character, I don't want to call him a villain because all of these niggas are villains. Like, none of them are fucking heroes. Like, but as an antagonist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar was like, and to me, Lamar was kind of like, he seemed like he was inspired a little bit by Omar from The Wire. Because Omar from The Wire is a real person too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's a real person.
I didn't know that though.
He's in The Wire. The real Omar is in the show.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like, and he was the thing about him is he wasn't gay. That was the real Omar wasn't gay.
Mm-hmm.
His name isn't Omar in real life, but he's based on a real person too. But Lamar in BMF is what I like to call creeping death.
Mm-hmm.
Right? he was that shadow that loomed over everything that had the whole city running scared, bruh. Like, just the prospect of having to go up against him put pause on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though they didn't portray them the same way they portrayed Omar from The Wire, to the extent that Omar and The Wire had literally everybody shook. Like, if you see him coming, niggas was running. Like, in The Wire. So it wasn't that much with Omar, because they couldn't make Big Meech and them and Southwest T look like complete bitches because of this guy. Like, they are who the story is about. Right. So they did kind of they showed him stand up to Lamar, but it wasn't muscle. They had to outsmart him.
Yeah.
Because they clearly portrayed Lamar that if they tried to go at him head to head, they were gonna die.
Yeah,
Like,
he was gonna kill him.
right. So they had to outsmart him. They had to use his craziness against him to get him to start making rash decisions, which is where you come in at. Like, get more in depth on the kidnapping plot. Like,
He goes and picks Zoe up from school. You know, on some regular, she's like, "Where my dad at?" Oh, he got caught up in something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he take her to go.
picked her up.
Yeah, Meech
because
picks
he
her up.
knows him. Because him
And
him and
Cash
her
Dog.
mom, Monique.
Yeah.
That's her name in the show. Him and Meech and Monique had some sort of relationship
before
Mm-hmm.
Lamar even was out in
Right.
the show, but goes and picks her up. You know, takes her. I mean, he was just taking her to get food and shit. Really, just holding her in various places so Lamar couldn't find her. And when he went to go pick her up from school, the dude was standing out there like, "We need that dope back," because that's what it was over.
Mm-hmm.
He went and took the dope.
Yeah, he hit the stash spot. He had a double agent in the crew. He had Kato.
Yeah. See,
Because-
and that was the part that kind of got me too. Like, that nigga Meech was piecing all that shit together when he was sitting in there talking to her like, "Who did your dad run with?"
But he didn't really piece it together until he met up with that East Side guy.
Mm-hmm.
The East Side guy confirmed that her dad didn't actually run with the gang that he claimed that she claimed he ran with. He ran with the gang that Lamar was with. Or not the gang, the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But moral of the story, he was taking her around different places, having her head out until Lamar really crashed out.
And that's
Nigga went bonkers because he couldn't. He knew who took her.
And that's why that's the good thing about this show. Like, it has a lot of different elements instead of stereotypical gangster shit, because the kidnapping plot was like a psychological, a little miniature psychological thriller put into the show. Even though this is a street drug dealing story, like, we know, right, that nothing is finna happen to the child. Like, we know that. But when they put us in Lamar's shoes, the frantic nature in which he was behaving, right, it kind of make you feel that same frantic nature that he's feeling, right?
Yeah.
Because they did a good job of putting us into his position. Like, and hell, we can't really mention how they wrote the character without mentioning how the actor portrayed him. Like, he portrayed the psychological condition of this character perfectly. Like, he kept you on the edge of your seat because you never knew what the hell he was about to do.
No cap.
Like, Eric Kofi Abrifa, that's his name. But you never knew what damn rash method he was gonna take to get what he wanted. I mean, he's the one who started the rumor about J-Mo shooting T.
Right.
And what happened? Like he was like a master of puppets. He was
like
good
a master of manipulation too.
Right. This is the way I could describe him. He was good at controlling everybody except himself.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the perfect summary, or the best summary I could think of for his character. Good at controlling everybody and everything around him except himself. And self-destruction was going to obviously be the way he folded, right? Mm-hmm. And that's like coming back to your point of how Big Meech is really on top of shit in the show. Well, not Meech and T. How the Flenory brothers is on top of things. Meech knew to use his own self-destruction against him, and the best way to make him self-destruct is to damn. I'm trying not to say this in a weird sounding way. Is to play with his emotions about that child.
Yeah.
Like,
and his relationship with that girl, with Cash Dog in the show.
He beat the dog shit out of her at a point in time, and he stopped really giving a damn about her. It was Zoe who was his one true weakness. Mm-hmm. Like, but when he flipped out and went crazy, that's when I was really like, oh shit! Like,
you can't stop the rain.
He killed fucking Slim, bro.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
Bro, you know what I thought that was? I don't even know if you know who he is.
What?
I thought he was Dale the Funky Homo Sapien. You know who that is? I was like, I was like, because when they one of my favorite scenes in the show, I don't even know why it was, but I rewind that shit like a couple times. When they turned on Lamar, the 12th Street boys turned on him, and he told him like, "Oh, what you think I'm scared of your little punk ass pistol? Use it, nigga." He said, "You better put an S on that," and they all pulled out their pistols. Mm-hmm. And then the other nigga, what is his name? Slim. Shit, bro.
What you talking about? The light skinned nigga?
Yeah, the one who was Lamar homie.
I think it was Slim.
Mm-hmm. When he was like, he pulled out his pistols that I don't know what the fuck y'all, what's wrong with y'all, but y'all need to drop all that shit. No, it wasn't Slim, it was Slick. Slick was like, you need to drop all them shits right now. That nigga said, old school time is over. And since you roll with him, yours over too, nigga. And then the nigga pulled the pistol. I said, I got a gun too, nigga. We can both die here tonight. Mm-hmm. And then when that California accent came out, I was like, man, is that Dale the Funky Homo Sapien? No, it wasn't him though. But still,
Miles Bullock.
Mm-hmm. Slick. Right? I was surprised that Lil Zane was in this shit. I ain't heard from Lil Zane since that one song he had came out, bro. And that nigga did a good ass job acting in this shit. Mm-hmm. And they made this nigga like 40, bro. They made that nigga look like a 20-year-old in this show.
No cap.
Like, I mean, he don't look old, to be fair. Like, he still he don't look old. Like, but that shit, just like everything that happened in the show, this shit was just too clean.
It was super clean, even down to when their mom figured out that they was selling dope. Like when she was listening to him through the door and dropped the glass and shit. Mm-hmm. That shit was just good.
How do you feel about the dad? How do you feel about the dad wrestling with his pride?
That was the one thing. It was like, nigga, why are you hating so bad on your sons? Like, these niggas is, I mean, clearly they want to help you. I could see if they was on some shit like, nigga, fuck you, like, nigga. But they trying to help you. He was already bitching at fucking Meech in the show, telling him to take his jewelry off at the table, and even going as far as kicking him out.
Right.
I mean, I was just like, bro, you a hoe.
I knew you wasn't gonna like his ass.
I was like, what, nigga? Like, Because before anything, that's your flesh and blood.
Right.
Drugs or not type shit. So the least you can do is be like, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with what you doing, but nigga, I ain't about to treat you like shit, nigga. I still love you. Like, I don't know. It was just, I won't really fucking with his character. And then when it was coming to the money with the settlement for Southwest I, it was like he was acting like a bitch about that. I'm like, nigga.
I mean, he did get him more.
Yeah, he did.
He got him a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm. But still, I ain't fuck with his character. That was the one character I didn't really fuck with in the show.
He is the headlining star of the show too. Like he get top billing on it. Like his character gets top billing on the show. He always the first name that come up in the credits.
Yeah.
But he is like probably like the best fucking actor in this shit. Like he literally an actor who been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and I think the character was made like that. Russell Hornsby.
yeah, I seen him in so many damn movies.
That nigga hella shit.
But this is the thing. When you look at the fucking character of the father, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charles, that's his name in the show. He coming from this from the standpoint of like, I raised you. I didn't raise you to do this shit. I raised you. I did everything I could do to provide y'all a good life so you could take the legit path to getting where you needed to go. And when the show starts, Meech is already in it, knee deep.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, both of them are already in it knee deep. However, they don't know that T is. I mean, I guess the gold chain didn't give it away. Yeah. Maybe they thought Meech bought it for him. But he had the potential to be able to do any type of thing that he wanted to do. He didn't have to do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess the father looking at it like you taking the easy way out. Like, you don't want to work for your money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't want to, you want to do this, and it's going to be short-lived. Nobody ever comes out on the other side of this shit clean.
Right.
Right? Even though BMF wasn't short-lived. Them niggas did it for like 20 years before they got busted. But getting busted is getting busted. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these drug dealers' runs be like 5 years long. Like, as big of a legend as Freeway Ricky Ross is, his run where he was making all that money, where he made like, I think he made like $300 or $400 million. And that run lasted for like 5 years. Mm-hmm. Like, it didn't last for as long as BMF's did. But I guess, like, I ain't gonna say I didn't. I mean, he was made. He's the moral compass in the show. The mom and dad, but especially the dad. Mm-hmm. But I think the reason why you look at him, why you could look at him and say, why the fuck is you such a hater, is because his fucking pride seemed to be the driving factor behind a lot of the shit. Not what's best for y'all. Some of it seemed like he wanted what was best for Terry, but not necessarily what was best for Meech. Like it seemed like he was already done fucking with Meech.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
Then took his key off his key ring just because he was coming in the house. Told him if he's free to come here, I'm leaving. Shit like that.
No, that wasn't. It was because he paid the mortgage.
Yeah. I mean, but he was still bitching at him from coming in the house too, so.
Mm-hmm. It was because he paid the mortgage. But, I mean, if you hate him that much, he must have portrayed the character well.
No, he did. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. All the acting in this shit was great. I mean, even though I ain't really like the character, the acting was good. Like the shit was great. So I mean, the shit, I love it. I love BMF. BMF was honestly probably one of my favorite shows that I've even seen.
I can agree, man. Like, I think that BMF was the perfect way to portray a street story. Something like, it's not as, I mean, you're going to be hard pressed to me to find some shit as good as The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because The Wire wasn't just portraying a street story, right? The Wire was ingrained in Baltimore culture. It was like they did a whole case study on Baltimore before they even made the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they injected that into The Wire completely. But it's just like The Wire, the perfect way to portray a street story. It just wasn't all about bullshit like Power seems to be. Like, I can't get with Power, bro. Like, and 50 Cent created BMF, so and he directed the 7th episode of it himself. So to me, it's kind of like turning my opinion around on like TV properties that he's connected to, because I'm never gonna watch any of that Power shit. But if he do the next thing he do outside of Power, because of how much I like this, I'm gonna watch.
I even heard that he was gonna do the Snoop Dogg story.
I ain't interested in that.
But I mean, it was just one of those things. I don't know how true it was, but I did see something like that.
I'm not interested in the story of no rapper. Like, I don't care. These niggas been famous my whole fucking life. Like, I can't do it. Like, I read, like, the Wu-Tang story is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that's different. Like, the NWA story was different, not only because the NWA story was different because of the era that in the time that it was set in and what the fuck they did. Like, they changed shit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And the Biggie and Tupac stories is different because of course, how they died.
Right.
But Snoop Dogg story, as much as I love his music, I ain't interested in anything to do with that. Even 50 Cent story is different because of 50 Cent, because of who he was tied up with.
Yeah.
Like, I watch a movie about his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not that Get Rich or Die Trying
Like a
shit. Like a
movie.
real movie that a real person come in and write, and he just console them on it. But not only him, the other side too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, somebody who get bits and pieces from everybody involved in the conflict that he was wrapped up in. Because I don't even think he was that big of a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even think he was. So I guess I'd rather want to see a fucking movie about the Supreme Team, because that's who, allegedly, that's who, got 50 Cent, and got his mama popped.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, because she got murdered when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. But I watch this movie about his life before I watch it. And you know me, I don't like his music. I think his music fucking sucks.
Right.
But I'll watch a movie about his life. Mm-hmm. But a Snoop Dogg movie, a Snoop Dogg show, I mean, I power to them if they produce it, but I don't want to see it. Like, I'd rather just hear a new Snoop Dogg album if he gonna make one, instead of making reggae albums and gospel albums.
Right.
But and my conclusion about BMF, like, BMF is great. Like, I watched it because of your recommendation, so you take the last word on it.
BMF is great. I'm ready to see that second season. Because I got, when I started watching BMF, it was on the Sunday basis. Like, I had to watch it every time it came out on Sunday, and that was definitely one of the shows I was waking up first thing in the morning is I'm about to watch BMF. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be exactly like that for the second season. I hope it's still as good. Yeah, I mean, that's about it, really. That shit was good.
Absolutely. Now, we got one more thing to cover. Well, you want to talk about some other quick hitters.
Rihanna's pregnant with A$AP Rocky's baby.
I mean, long live ASAP.
No cap. Long live A$AP. I mean, I just wanted to touch on it because that's probably like one of the biggest stories out right now. So, shit. I know Drake and Chris Brown crying.
Chris Brown probably mad, bro.
He probably mad as shit.
He probably mad. It could have been him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened between them.
Yeah. I can't really speak on that.
Did it need to end with her face looking like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I heard she was spitting on him, threw his phones out the car, hitting him, slapping him, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I done heard everything from that to she gave him herpes and all type of shit. So I don't know what that's all about.
But moral of the story, it could have been you. Boom, 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 boom. Nah, man.
Drake, bro. Drake is that, like, bro. Drake is that nigga, man. Drake is that nigga that's best friends with the girl he loves instead of getting her, bro. He that nigga that's fucking like, oh yeah, that's my sister. That one of them type niggas. Spoiler alert, I wasn't doing none of that bullshit. I wasn't out here claiming women that wasn't my sister. Well, that's my sister. Fuck that. Every woman, let me stop. No, fuck it. I'm gonna keep going. Every woman I met that I was attracted to was eligible for panties to come off. Mm-hmm. It wasn't no, that's my sister shit happening with me. Uh-huh. Like, well, that's the type of nigga like Drake remind me of those niggas because he, bro, that nigga wanted Nicki and Rihanna so bad and he ended up with some fucking white bitch. With it, I mean, power to him. He had his child out of the situation, but damn, like. Anyway, and you got any more?
Nah, that was really the big one.
That's it. So, last fucking order of business today. Album review, January 4th. E4G. Let's get into it. January 4th, the man's birthday. Mm-hmm. E4G, right? He written, produced, I think even mixed and mastered by his own self. Mm-hmm. So
2021 E4G Publishing.
Because he would, if you don't know, he was formerly with Ned Logg. But you know how you know what Snoop Dogg said in the immortal words of Snoop Dogg. What did he say, man? Went solo on that ass, but I'm still the same. He ain't with Ned Logg anymore. I still fuck with Ned Logg music though. This ain't no type of fucking disparaging comments towards them. I'll listen to whatever they put out too next. But with this album right here, bro, this nigga is incredible.
Yeah, I do agree.
When I listen to the song, I listened to the fucking to the album. The album came on. I heard the song. I saw the title of the song, "Praise God," and we know my relationship with Donda. It sucks. Mm-hmm. Except for "Praise God" is my favorite song up there. Now, this album was said to kind of be like inspired by Donda. Because I think E4G, I think he loves that shit. Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken. We follow him on Twitter, so I seen his post. I know he loves, I think he loves that shit. And I think he loves that Gunna album too. So, like, and let me stop, man. Like, I ain't about to mess on nobody's musical taste. But I don't think nothing is wrong with his taste. But I remember he compared his own album to Gunna's album. I think his shit is better than that shit. Mm-hmm. He said that, man, he think that him and Gunna is so far tied for album of the year. Like, bro, you don't have to say that you and Gunna. You could just say yourself. You know, but I know, like, that's not. I think Gunna can do it. He just hasn't done it yet, to me. But let's get back to this album. Right? So when I saw the title, Praise God, I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. And it's a complete like tone setter for the album. Mm-hmm. Right? Because the album is that's letting you know that this album isn't really gonna be about like it's not gonna be about fucking dumb shit. I'm trying to find a better way to say it, but that's the way I'm gonna have to say it.
It's got some concept to it.
Right. It
ain't just a bunch of songs thrown together for no apparent reason. It's got meaning. It's got substance to it.
Yeah, and that's what that's exactly what I was trying to get to. You said the words that I couldn't think of. And it's just that this song, Praise God, sets the tone and the rest of the tracks kind of follow it. Yeah. But this is the thing.
Being Praise God, one of my favorites on the album, the first song, just from the I don't want to say pain, but
the expressiveness.
The expressiveness. That the shit drew me in, and I'm like, yeah, this is one of those albums.
And this is the thing about it, right? When you listen to these type of albums, they can go left real quick if it seems like somebody is trying to preach down a message on you.
Right.
Instead of somebody trying to put the message out there for you to take it or reject it on your own accord. This is one of those albums where he putting his message out there to you for you to vibe with and for you to kind of like be inspired by, but not trying to force it upon you. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of times I make disparaging comparisons and say I can say Efoji shit is done the right way because of how he did it, and X person did it the wrong way, and that's why I hate their album. I ain't gonna do that today because I don't have to always be negative against something to boost up something else, you know. Mm-hmm. So, but I like how even with the hype shit like Grind Time, even with the hype songs like that, it still got substance to it, but it's not beating you over the head with like super lyrical shit. It's a hype song that you can jump up and fucking down to.
Right.
It kind of remind me like of Get Up, Get Out, and Get Something by Outkast. Get Up, Get Out. Like, I love your song. Mm-hmm. And like, cause Get Up, Get Out is, like I said, with Grind Time, it's a song where you can just get hyped to it if you want to, or you can absorb the message. Get Up, Get Out is a song where you can just relax to, or you can absorb the message. Or if you just want to have something that's chill as fuck on, you can put Get Up and Get Out on, because that shit got such a smooth vibe to it that you can just listen to it and not care what's being said, you know?
Right.
And that's, to me, that's the mark of a good, like, balance when it comes to conscious music. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then like
conscious but not overly conscious. Because an overly conscious song will literally make me turn you off and never, ever think about it again.
That's because it seems like motherfuckers be trying to preach down on you, right?
Yeah, like, don't eat fried chicken on Mondays. Like, shit like that. Like, nigga, what? Trying to sound too meaningful.
I'm gonna tell you the only group out there, or the only album out there where they was really going hard preaching it to you, but that shit is so incredible.
Well,
that it don't even matter is Soul Food by the Goody Mob.
Oh yeah.
And that shit just so
Yeah.
that 1 million niggas inside. That CeeLo verse, bro, like he was preaching to you, but I don't give a damn, bro. Like, preach that shit to me. Yeah, the first time I heard that damn song, he had to preach it to me 50 times in a row because I kept turning it back on. But then as you progress through the track, listen on this damn January 4th album, bro, tell me that Wild Out shit ain't something crazy, bro.
Nah, I mean, this whole album is crazy. I love it. I mean, I like the way it sounds. Even one of my favorite ones being Nigeria, My Home.
We gonna get to that one in a minute.
I love that one.
We're gonna get to that one in a minute. But this Wild Out joint, it sound like the drum machine is schizophrenic, bro, on this joint. Cause it got a long 808 hit, like it's about to go. Like the beat start off with a long 808 hit, or not even the beat. Like every bar start off with that long 808 hit, like it's about to go into like a typical trap beat, heavy bass line type shit. And then next thing you know, some stuttering claps and stuttering kick drums come in, and some sirens and some niggas. This shit is just like everywhere. It's like beautiful chaos, my nigga. Like this song really drew me in. This shit crazy, bro. He produced this whole shit, bro.
Yeah. It's always a plus when you got a rapper who can also produce his own shit.
Put that, bro. This is why I say I missed the old Kanye. Bro, go get your fucking headphones out, your AirPods or whatever you have, or fuck that. No, let me just like this is what I gotta say. We just go right here. Let me turn up the volume. Like, this is why I say I missed that old Kanye, bro, because this is some shit that would have came straight out his fingers about 10 years ago. Bro, that's a... Tell me that ain't that old Kanye, bro.
Nigga, that's that E4G.
That's that E4G, that old Kanye, that new E4G. Bro, like, I love when I see people take their inspirations and build on it. Like, I love it because you don't even really gotta compare it to a Kanye song, right? You can say, like, even Kanye compared himself to A Tribe Called Quest. One of my favorite bars by him ever. Fans miss the feeling of A Tribe Called Quest. All they got left is this guy called West. Yeah. But it's not a fucking wrong comparison, man. Like, Kanye West deserved, at that point in time, on his first album, after you hear College Dropout, he deserved to make that comparison. He deserved it. And Tribe Called Quest is my favorite group ever, my nigga. Like, with them and Wu-Tang Clan. That's my favorite ever. If I ain't have to listen to any other music of all time, ever, if I could just keep they discographies. Like I don't have to listen to nothing else if I was forced into that. And I don't think it's a crazy thing to say that this you can tell this is inspired by like how Kanye produces. Because Kanye, no matter what I say about him, one thing I can never take away from him is his fucking, when he wants to do it, his ability to take an eclectic collection of sounds and make it into something incredible. Right? No matter, like, he thinks of shit that I could never conceive of until I hear him do it. Like, this is another one of those things. This is a bunch of shit that if in the wrong hands, they would have thrown it up against the wall and it would have just like looked like kids colored all over your wall and you pissed off at them because they done fucked up your wall.
Right.
Except for this, it's like when Riley was spray painting houses in the Boondocks, making works of fucking art up against the wall. Like, that's the difference. Because in the wrong hands, that would have never came. All those sounds would have never made that up. You know what I'm saying? And before we get into it, before I relinquish this, because I'm gonna give you the whole fucking the whole floor for this next part. The whole floor. I also love the I think I love every song up here. It's only 14 minutes long.
Yeah, and I think that's also a plus. I mean, quick, straight to the point, great music.
Log Off Twitter, another great song. It's not preachy as the title would make it sound. Like, it's just a realistic look at how social media could really damage you if you invest too much into it. That's why I don't take none of this shit seriously. And Time and the One, another one I love, especially the second half of it. I love that beat change. Now, Nigeria. I'm gonna step back.
This song, keep in mind, I have never been to Nigeria in my life. This song is what I would believe Nigeria sounds like, if that makes sense. This song is so ethnic, if that's, would that be the word I could use? Authentic. Like, this song is dead perfect for what it is. Like, and me hearing it, this wasn't even something I thought I was gonna like. I'm gonna be honest. But it's one of those songs where it's like, it's so good and it's so authentic and it's so real that it's like, I can listen to this.
Right.
Like, I don't know. And I'm going to even play it because I want to hear it, but...
Go ahead. To me, before you play it, I'll definitely say this song to me is like the authentic version of that song by Toto, Africa. Because that song by Toto, even though it's a good song, it's like something that somebody went on vacation and fucking wrote. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And this is like somebody coming from the heart of the land, and they wrote they put into song the real experience of a person that loves their homeland of Nigeria.
Not to mention, it just, it makes you want to get up and just start moving your body. Like,
This is why Drake like making this type of music.
uh-huh.
Take it to the village where I'm from, or we can go to the city. Eat curry, eat fufu, eat pepper soup. You did chop belly food. From the ground up, gotta stick to my rules. Let me spell it out if you don't have a clue. N is for noble, I is intelligent, G is for God, E is for excellence, R is for royalty, I is integrity, A is for Africa. Let's spread the unity. One love.
Like,
Africa, my life.
this is just one of them ones. I'm gonna be honest. This is one of them ones.
And that we hear
Like-
those ones, and that should be one of them ones that just take you, like, especially since Drake has made that type of music
Yeah.
popular over here. Even though, to me, it shouldn't have took him doing it to make that type of music popular. But this should be something that once it gets out there, it should just. It should have enough momentum on its own to just be like a snowball rolling downhill.
Even if the U.S. isn't the place for it to blow up, this should blow up somewhere.
Right, and it could blow up over here now.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
fucking what is it? One Dance.
Oh yeah, One
Ooh,
Dance.
what?
Well, what's the other joint? The one it's all over.
For
right
Controller?
there. No, not
Oh,
Controller.
no, you
It's
talking?
the-
Is it something new?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I
The
don't.
Timbs.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, but
Ain't Tim's the one on One Dance?
yeah, I don't know.
Or is she on some other shit?
Bruh, the song. I don't know. But moral of the story,
I think Tim's is on Certified Lover Boy.
this is one of them songs that I feel like is gonna blow up soon. This somewhere. This is gonna be in somebody's movie, somebody's commercial, somebody's something.
A documentary.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna get that. This is gonna start that wave.
Absolutely, man.
But
And I think that I'm interested to see, the direction, since he's no longer there. I'm interested to see what direction the next Ned Logg album goes in.
mm-hmm.
And I'm interested to see where his solo career keeps taking him to. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, the more great music, the better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, thoroughly enjoyed this album. And fuck all you bitch ass niggas on Twitter who was hating on it that day. Because this album is getting like traction. Like, publications are sending this album out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this ain't just some stuff that he's promoting on his own. Like, it's getting traction. And a bunch of bitch ass niggas was out there hating on it and shit. Like, it was a lot of people. It was more people liked it than was hating. But you have a whole lot of people in the replies under the tweet saying how the album was good, and then a bitch ass nigga coming in saying it's mid. Bitch ass nigga probably didn't even listen to it. Go on somewhere and fuck yourself. Bitch ass nigga. What the fuck did you listen to? Probably a whole lot of Red or some whack shit like that. Anyway, that's about it.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else. Use that code
RRPOD, AdamandEve.com.
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe. Recovery Room Podcast on YouTube. The usual.
Absolutely.